Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. I was just making sure my connection is been having a problems with my connection. So, first off, hi, everybody. How are you doing? Hump day. Again, it feels like it comes so quickly. Um, so I first want to just wish everybody a happy holiday here in the States for Thanksgiving if you participate in that and if you're hanging out with your family. I look at Thanksgiving as a time for my me and my family. Even though I visit a lot with my family, I think of it as a family day. So I just want to I'm big on family. Big time. So I really want to encourage everybody else out there to really understand how important I think family is. I remember when I was young and I hated my family. Hey everybody, how you doing? Nice to see you all. It's hump day. Yay. It's also vacation. My kid is off for the whole week, which is complete. Do you remember being off for the whole week? I don't know how old all of you are out there, but when I was a kid, we didn't get the whole week off for Thanksgiving. We got 1 day off, if that. It's like crazy. They give holidays like mad. Oh, hey Danny, thank you, my friend. That means a lot to me right out the gate. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. Danny says, I struggled with your last live. I'm technically AGP. Okay, great. But have dysphoria and needed transition. I hate AGPs who don't unlearn misogyny and wave fetish behaviors. Yeah. Thank you for saying that, friend. Wish we could have. Well, why don't you come on my show? Danny, let's see. Probably everybody here would love to hear from you. Should I bring Danny on the show and do an interview with you? I would love to do that. We could talk about AGP. I also want to let you know that I interviewed a AGP person. That interview will be coming up soon. So I don't want you to think in any way, shape, or form that I'm trying to shame you, or I hope you don't think that. I hope you don't at all. I do not in any way. AGP is a real thing, and I appreciate you being so honest about how you struggle with it, because I can't even imagine some of these wingnuts who are representing you. Danny, I would say it's the same for me when I see the trans community trying to represent trans. Those people don't represent me. They're wingnuts. I have nothing to do with that stuff. So I really, yeah. For thank you for saying that. It's autogonophilia. So that's what HEP stands for. So my friend, in no way, shape, or form do I want you to think I'm shaming it. I'm not. I want to talk about it. It's a real thing. We really have AGP people in our community. You just said it. And I think a lot of people would appreciate you having conversation with me about it, because I think a lot of people don't understand it, and they want to sort of kind of get a little bit hey Scotland, right on. So anyway, we'll move on from there. But Danny, send me a oh, been trying to reach Seth. Okay, I'll make sure Seth. I don't know if he's here today because it's vacation. So, but if not, you can always reach out to me. My email is also in there. You can reach out to me on Instagram, Twitter. Anyone here who needs to get a hold of me, I'm pretty accessible. Instagram, Twitter, the mail here, Buck Angel Management MGT at Gmail. So let's move forward. And I want to again reiterate happy holidays to everybody here. And what I mean by that is Thanksgiving. And if you participate with your family, oh, thanks, Nika. That's so sweet. Thank you, friend. Happy gobble gobble. Right on. Right on. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm heading out to see my family after the live. I wanted to do the live before I headed out. Um, to see my family, because I consider this my community on some level. So I really just wanted to hang out with you a little bit today, and get my fix from you all, and then I can see my family. So I just want to again say I'm really big on family. I believe family is very important. It is important to me. I believe there's stability in family. Some families are not, but we're not talking about those kind of families. We're talking about families who really care about each other and love each other. However that family is, you can have a chosen family. That's 100% real. What I'm trying to say is that I think family is super important. And I feel very blessed on so many levels that I have regained the trust of my parents. I lost that trust with them early on in my early days when I was acting out and I wasn't a good person. I was doing very bad things. I lost the connection to my family. It's why I value family. It's why I talk about family a lot. It's why I'm against children transitioning. It's why I believe that, let me say this: a transition isn't just about you. any trans person who's listening to me right now, the transition isn't just about you. There are a lot of people who are part of your transition, whether you want to believe it or not. Your parents, your siblings, your partners, your friends, everyone is a part of your transition. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that you can't transition because somebody in your family is against it. What I'm trying to say is from my own experience, trying to find people. You all have so much more, um, so much more acceptance than I did back in the day. Nobody was cool with it when I did it. People are way more cool with it now. So what I'm trying to say is there are people in this community like Jeffrey Marsh who tries to get everybody to leave their family. I see what that guy is doing. Leave your family or your family. That's just not true. Why don't we say educate your family? How about that? How about if we say, how about if your family is not really getting it with you? How about if we teach you how to educate your family? I don't want you to lose your family. You don't understand how devastating that is for everyone involved. So why don't we start to teach people how to sort of understand both sides of the equation? Why your parents aren't really understanding and why you don't understand your parents. And if we try to build that bridge between the parents and the transitioner, I guarantee you that we will probably save more families that way, because what happens is that we both transition together. My family didn't transition with me. They did not like me. I was not a good person. And it wasn't my transness. It was me acting out. I was really doing bad things. I mean, gosh, I'll get into that another time, but I did very bad things. Really, I'm very lucky not to be in prison for the rest of my life. I didn't kill anybody, but you know what I'm saying. I just was a bad kid. I just did stupid stuff. Mm. So with that, y'all. First off, I want to again thank everybody for joining me today. It always means a lot to me when we have these conversations. Jenny says, I do feel for parents because even though they're gaining a son or a daughter, they're losing. That's what I keep saying. My parents lost their daughter. I'm no longer their daughter. I'm now their son. Oh, let's give a happy birthday wish to this person. Where'd you go? There you are. Happy birthday, Fago. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I hope that you get everything that you need, my friend. And you know what? Celebrate life. You made it another year. I think we take for granted our being on this planet. Many people take it for granted, including myself. I don't think I take it for granted as much now that I'm older and that I'm starting to have health things that I see happening to me that have just normal health things, right? Like my teeth got messed up, my eyesight is kind of getting weird, my hearing is getting weird. All the little things that start to happen to you when you get old. So happy birthday, my friend. Live that life, be healthy. It's why I really work on keeping myself healthy and focused so that I can make it to it for another 20 years. I think I'm cool with another 20 years. I don't think I want to live to be 100. I think I'm cool with 80 or something. And then I'm done. And then it's time for Tramp Auto. Let's move on to the next level. Um, so I want to talk to you all today about this show, Twin Flames. How many of you out there have seen Twin Flames? And then we'll get into it. I was actually shocked. I was not prepared. So first, I want to see how many of you have actually seen the show, because holy moly, did that just happen? I mean, what Jeffrey Marsh is just like Yes, yes. Let's bring this up, friend. Pursue you coaching. Spiritual badass. Awesome. Great name, my friend. So Jeffrey Marsh is just like Jeff and Shalia. Is that how you pronounce her name? Shalia of Twin Flames. And that he misuses spiritual concepts. Whether or not he is doing it in bad faith or not is not known. True, I'll give you that. But if he isn't, he doesn't have. No, you're right on. You're right on you're right on the nail. You hit it on the head, friend. I agree with you. I'm not sure if Jeffrey Marsh, his intentions are that. I don't know. Here's what I'm going to tell you though. I know of Jeffrey Marsh from many, many years. Remember, I've been around for a long time in this community, okay? And I remember Jeffrey Marsh before he became non-binary. He was a gay man, maybe gender fluid or something like that. I watched him literally go with the trend. So Jeffrey Marsh has changed his identity along with the trend of that. I've watched the whole thing, and he's always been sort of like this spiritual guru kind of guy in the trans community. I mean, he's written a ton of spiritual. He was a Buddhist. I don't think he's Buddhist anymore. I don't really know what he is. But that being said, I'm going to say to you this. I'm going to give you that. Maybe Jeffrey doesn't know. But on the flip side of that, I don't believe that he can be that disconnected from what's coming out of his mouth. Because you and I both know, if you are going to sit in front of a camera and talk to the world, you better be prepared, first off, for pushback that I get, of course. And you also better be prepared to understand what comes out of your mouth. People will take 100% to heart what you say. So, for example, if Jeffrey Marsh is saying, come over here, let's talk to you without your parents in the room. Now, I understand that from a healthy perspective of a coach or a counselor with kids who have a degree and understand, and also in a space that's maybe watched over by other adults, but he's not being watched by any other adults. Jeffrey Marsh is just saying stuff on the internet to a young generation of kids saying, I know you, I see you, you can disconnect from your parents. That in itself should never be legal, ever. I don't care what degree you have. Jeffrey Marsh does not have a psychological degree. He is a spiritual guru, hence cult. He is that person. And he always does this weird way that he's, hi, kids, don't worry, I see you. You can come to this private space. You don't have to talk to your parents. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have to talk to your parents. How dare you, Jeffrey, do that to children who are already struggling with whatever's going on in their life, and you're trying to get them to more disconnect from their parents? Are you effing kidding me? There is no spiritual person in the world that would actually do that. No, they would not. It's manipulation. I'm seeing you out of the corner of my eye. It's manipulation. All 100%, everybody. I full on agree with you. And it should be illegal. And I don't understand how that guy is still able to do this la 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 la. You know, I always picture in my brain from the 70s, I picture the van, right? With no windows, right? And maybe some colorful things painted on the side, or maybe one of those little round windows near the back. I picture Jeffrey Marsh driving that van in the 70s and literally swinging the cherry out the window. Hey, kids. That's totally what I picture from that guy. Well, if it's illegal, change says, Buck, it is illegal. How is it illegal? And it is okay. So what's illegal about what he's doing? What is illegal about what he's doing? Because if it's actually illegal, how is he still doing it? And in no shape, I'm just asking you in my passionate way I speak. You understand? How is this guy getting away with the cherry? It's so creepy, and everyone sees it. Everyone sees it. Yet the guy is still doing it. But here's what I'm going to say. I think he's getting a lot of pushback now. I think people are starting to notice what a creepy is. You all know that I used to say, hey, kids, because I'm Trampa. So I used to be like, hey, kids. And then the weirdos came on. And I was like, I got to stop saying that. And I had to train myself to not call all of you here kids, and it's a form of sort of age, right? I only mean it that way. But now that the weirdos are saying it, I can't do it anymore. So I really think it says a lot about Jeffrey that he continues to say it and he continues to do it, even though everyone is saying things to him, right? Everyone's saying, "Stop it, dude," but he's still continuing to do it. So eventually it's going to catch up with him. I have no doubt. I just find it quite fascinating that it's still happening and he's doing it blatantly in everybody's face. Just blatantly in everyone's face. Come to me, little kitties. Like, what, dude? What? Sit down, man. First off, no adult on the internet should ever be speaking to kids. Ever. Ever. That should be completely illegal. I mean, I think it is, but is it? There's got to be a gray area because how are these people doing this then? So there has to be some kind of way that we can separate adults from talking to kids on the internet because you can just log on to his TikTok and there he is. Wah! I'm just like, he knows what he's doing. Let's not pretend. He knows what he's doing. Nobody at that age doesn't know what they're doing. He knows completely what he's doing. He's pushing all of our buttons and he's loving it. And he's using the kids to do it. I don't know what his agenda is. I don't know what his background is. And other than that, he's a spiritual guru. I don't know if he likes those age group. I don't know anything about that. It kind of looks like that, but I'm not going to say that because that's just not my space. It looks like it, but I don't have any evidence of that. So let's talk about this twin flame thing. I found it to be quite disturbing. Yeah, that's right. You think I trust a spiritual guru? First off, I don't trust anybody that appoints themselves, right? Appoints themselves a guru, which is what he did. He appointed himself as this spiritual being. I think he thinks of himself as a life coach. A life coach. What? Probably vodka. Right on. What's a life coach? Is anybody in this room here a life coach? And how do you get to be a life coach? Can you just say can I just say right now I'm a life coach? Or do you have to actually go through schooling to become a life coach? That feels very much on guru, life coach, mother God. Are you watching that one? People literally appointing themselves the head of these, or that they know more than us, or that they're being spoken to by whoever is your person and it's coming through them. Like, what? Oh, here we go. So Mia, that's what I thought. But I'm like, but hold up here. Wait a minute, kids. I said it. Wait a minute. So anyone could be a life coach then, is what you're telling me, right? Because Jeffrey Marsh says he's a life coach. Do you want to know who else says they're a life coach? Do you want to know? Yeah, here we go. Life guru and life coaches are people who failed out of psychology. But no, I totally agree with you. It's a scam. They're grifters. So here, I want to ask you all this. Do you know Blossom? Blossom. I was going to say it. You read my mind. Blossom. Blossom says she is a life coach. How did Blossom become a life coach? Blossom, you all know who Blossom is. The black trans woman who will make sure you know she's a black trans woman, even though you can literally see she's a black trans woman, but she won't let go of being a black trans. Can you imagine every time I sat here and I said, I'm a white trans man, sit down. Can you imagine if I actually did that? It's so embarrassing. So yeah, she's a life coach. She's an astrologer, card reader, life coach. Imagine that. That's got to be the scariest life coach you'll ever go to. What is she going to teach you? What is Blossom going to teach you about life? How to be an a-hole? How to destroy friendships? How to not get anything out of life? How to actually ruin your whole life? I mean, she's basically going to teach you the things not to do. So if you actually want to know what not to do, watch Blossom, because that's actually what you should never do. That crazy weirdo still has a hard on for me. That weirdo will not stop saying things about me. It's for a life coach. It seems kind of funny that she's so obsessed with me. So, thank you. Yeah, she's a race coach. Hey, Marianne, nice to see you, friend. Yeah, that's right. You know, we've had the we've had the racist talk here. It's a hard talk to have, but I'm not shy to have it because that's how you end racism, by having the talk, right? Oh, hey, Roswell, thank you, friend. It's a very difficult conversation, but I'm all about talking about racism, and I'm all talking about how we can find that space to knock it off. The Ash experiment. People are willing to ignore reality to belong to a for real. That's what it's called. ASCH experiment group, to belong to a majority group. I didn't know that, actually. The Milgram experiment says people are willing to kill if instructed to do so by an authority. Yeah, is that experiment that they did in the military? There's so many. Thanks for that, friend, and thank you. I appreciate you always, my friend. So yeah, you can't fight racism with racism. So here's, I don't know if we have any people of color in the room this afternoon, but I'd really love to ask this question to a black person. So I heard that black people can't be racist. I'm not going to say anything other than if I want to hear from a person of color what they feel about that. So I'm willing to talk about it. When Blossom throws the race card at me constantly, she's not willing to have the conversation. She just wants to shut it down. She doesn't want this white guy to say anything to her. So she says, I'm a black trans woman. Sit down and shut up and don't speak over me. What? I'll speak over you as long as I want to speak over you. I don't care that you're black. That has nothing to do with me and you speaking to. As a black, okay, right on, friend, right on. Appreciate you. America, Puerto Rican woman, and grew up with mixed loving family. Right on. So tell me, friend, can a black person be racist? Because from Blossom, she's saying it's not possible for a black person to be racist. Only white people can be racist. But what's the definition of racism? Does the definition of can someone go find that for me? Does the definition of racism say only white people can be racist towards another group of people? No, it doesn't say that. No, doesn't say that at all. Racism has to do with race and having hate towards that race. Blossom is psychotic. She's a nut. She's a complete nut. So I think, yeah, I do too. So this person, hi, Miss Drool, nice to see you. I'm white, but I think people of color can be racist. So do I. And I do not think in any way humans are racist. There you go. There you go. Humans can be racist. That's the way we need to have the conversation. Not only this group of people, or only, and now I want to sort of move into that. That's a great point. Do you think all trans people are wingnuts? Do you think the trans people who are having the loudest voices out there represent me? Do you think that all trans people are alike? Do you think that trans people can be transphobic? Do you think that trans people, I mean, you can lay it onto any group of people, right? You can. You literally can lay that on there. I saw the Marvels. They said black girl magic. What if they said white man magic or white power? That's right. That's why stuff like that, I believe, is dangerous. And I believe that can perpetuate racism. Because when you start to favor one side over, like just how we favored white people for many years over black, and white people tend to get into spaces more than black people. That's real. We can't deny that. But that being said, I don't think if the scales are tipped, right? One is this way, one is this way. How do you fix it? You don't go the other side like this, right? Because all you're doing is going like this. You're supposed to bring it level. You're supposed to have these go here, right here, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? To make this is equal now. We're equal. We're equal. When we're like this, we're not equal. That's what I see what's happening. You can blame one group of people and woof, it goes like that. Okay, now we're going to blame the other group of people. Now we're going to, that's to me what's happening in the trans community. 100%. Why do you think they want to call you all cis? They want to call you cis so that the scales are tipped. One is here and one is here. Trans people want to be better than cis people. They want you to think it's better to be trans than cis. which is the most insane, hateful rhetoric ever. Just so you all know, I wish I was born a man. I would have taken a pill to get rid of that dysphoria in 2 seconds and never do this transition ever. The only reason I like my transition is because it was my only option. I tried to live as a woman for 30 years of my life. I made a fucking effort, okay? I didn't just whimsically do this. And that's my story. However anybody else needs to do it, that's their story. But I'm telling you that that's, you can't just like change stuff. You got to find the path to change things. And change is not easy. To want to say another group of people is worse than another group of people is in itself phobic, in itself dangerous, in itself hateful. So why is the trans community pointing at all of you out there and saying you're cis in a way that sounds to me as a transsexual derogatory, hateful, lesser than, right? That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Oh, wait, I want to see this. Black Girl Magic. Let's get this one. Thank you, Cinnamon. Oh, nice to see you, friend. Thanks for being here. Black Girl Magic is about empowering Black women. Okay, excellent. Thank you, friend. So there we go. That's what it's about. So I need a Black person to tell me what that means, right? I mean, that's coming from your community. And now that you explain it, we can all respect that in, I think, a better way. You see, Cinnamon, that's how me and you find and build the bridge between me and you in our color space, right? We have to respect your experience in the world as a Black person. It's 100 times different than I will ever know. Same with me. You will never understand my experience, nor do I expect you to. What I expect is for people to have conversation about it, right? Because what you don't know can cause a problem. It can actually make you feel hateful towards something if you don't get all the facts or even understand what that means. It's why it's so important that we have these conversations. Why I, as a transsexual, get to have these conversations with you non-transsexual people. And then you can understand my experience in a way that says, oh, it's not the same as Jeffrey Marsh. I'm not the same, even though he calls himself trans, which is so bizarre. Hey, Yashi, thank you so much, friend. We all need to judge people individually. Brilliant. Across the board, all people have the capacity to choose to do good or to choose. That's the way we're going to find love and happiness in the world. People need to understand just because you're Black doesn't mean that you're like all Black people. Come on. That's like the most insane. That to me is racist. That to me is racist, saying all Black people are alike, or all white people are alike, or all all trans people are alike. That's just ridiculous behavior, but that's why we need all kinds of voices in the arena, right? We don't just need one representative from any group of people. Never. Thank you, Rocco. San Rocco, right on. Your voice cuts through the bullshit. I'm 61. F off all you trans wannabe, whatever you are out there attacking me. Are you out of your minds? You think attacking me is going to shut me up? You just lit a fire and my channel is growing. By the way, everybody, thank you. I hit 70,000 subscribers. Thank you. All of you are helping me grow my voice and push back on these nonsensical weirdo people who are saying they're trans and coming after me. So they eat their own. This is also a problem in these communities that sort of start to turn cult-like. That's how I see it. That's cult-like. When you start to go after your own people, that's cult-like. That means they want to silence you. Thank you. Oh, it's all because of you guys that I hit 70. It's all because of you guys. It is. I literally saw it. It was at 40,000 for a long time, for like months. And I was like, I guess YouTube isn't really going to have me because maybe I'm too controversial. And then bam, it just exploded. And I just want to say I cannot do this without you. I hope you all know that. I don't want to do this without you. It really is so powerful to be able to stand up against people who think they can shut other people's voices down. You know, those people in that trans community who don't like me, they think they can shut my voice down. You know that, right? That's what they think. They think by saying all the nasty things they say about me out there, they think that I'm just going to crawl under the desk. No, I built a stronger desk that can now hold thousands and thousands of pounds of your rhetoric. And you people right there are my legs and my pillar of my desk. That's how I look at you all, because I cannot. So you are helping me build the strength here to say, no, you are not going to cancel me, and you're not going to shut me up. I have every right to push back on that trans community. I have every right to say you are wrong. You do not get to have the only narrative out here. So that's why I'm here. I'm here because I care. I not only care about myself, but I care about children. I care about the future of transgender and transsexual medicine. These people are destroying it. I don't know if you've seen my last reaction video I did. The violence is out of control. Out of control. Why would anybody want to be trans? Why would you want? I don't want to be trans. Do you know that? I don't want to be this. I am this. There's a big difference between wanting and having. I have a disorder that sucks. Big time sucks. I hate it. I don't want it. I live with it on a daily basis. Why are you celebrating it like it's the most amazing thing you're ever going to do in your life? Because you're 15 and you're being indoctrinated into some kind of belief system that has nothing to do with a disorder. And you're going to wake up at 20 and you're going to go, I'm not trans. I'm going to take this hat off, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to go back to living as a woman. And then guess what happens? Guess what happens? I and all the other trans people who are waving the flag are going to have to clean up your mess. Do you know that? That's the problem, is that we see what's happening here, and we see those kids are playing with our disorder. And they're playing a game, a very dangerous game that will affect not only the rest of my life, but it will affect the up and coming trans people who deal with dysphoria. It's not okay. However you people are doing trans out there, you've co-opted a disorder and you've made it into a joke. And you will take your clothes off in 2 weeks and you'll go back to living as a lady. And here I am saying, I told you. What do you think what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I want to really you to understand this. Marcus is my buddy. I love that kid. You know, I surround myself with young trans men. You know that. And I do that for a reason, because I want those trans men to have a solid foundation. And I don't want those trans men to get sucked up into that rhetoric and then start feeling bad about themselves, because the transgender umbrella is rhetoric. It's indoctrination and rhetoric. And they're teaching these kids to not like themselves. Do you know that? This new trans space is not about love and acceptance. It's about teaching these kids to feel victim-y. It's about teaching these kids to not like themselves. It's about teaching these kids to hate you, to hate cisgender people. I don't want to be cisgender. Ooh, I don't want to be cis normative, hetero, whatever nonsense. So they basically don't want you to be a straight person. They don't want you to be a straight white man. They don't want that. They don't want that. They want to make everybody non-binary. Teaches them to hate social norms, teaches them to hate the government here, teaches them to hate democracy, where now the kids are about communism, Marxism, socialism. They don't even understand what that means. They're all being indoctrinated into this, and it's all coming from the trans community. Do you know that? That's why I'm telling you it's very cult-like. They're being taught to hate themselves. And so that's why they attack me. Because I don't hate myself. You all see me. I'm pretty free flowing here. I don't hate myself. I like myself. And I can live with myself, and I can look at myself in the mirror every day. Okay. And I question things sometimes. And if I make a mistake, I really make an effort to fix that. I make mistakes. There's no doubt. No doubt. I'm going to say something that somebody isn't going to like, and I might think about it for a minute and go, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. That's how you move forward. But they're not teaching those, they're teaching those young people that whatever they say and do is right. They're not teaching them that, oh, maybe I don't have it, or maybe I am wrong, or maybe I should just sit down and listen to the older generation. Do you know that they also try to get rid of the older generation? That's what they do. I think Marxism does that. They try to push out the older generation so that they can brainwash you into thinking other things. That's why the newer trans generation who've been brainwashed by those people think of me as old, antiquated. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a transphobe. I'm all of these things because they don't want the young generation to listen to me. They don't. They do not. But they are. Little by little, those young people are coming to me and saying, thank you, Trampa. I'm just transsexual. I don't want to be part of this thing. I just want to live my life like you. I want to be like you. I want to just grow up and be a dude and do my thing and create my businesses. And, that's what I'm trying to teach these kids. Trans isn't, you are not trans, just so you know. That's your disorder. You are an awesome human who gets to go to school, learn a trade, learn something, create your own business, and be a badass. That's what I did with no education. That's why I'm here. I want these kids not to be sucked into being trans. It's so horrible. They're basing their whole life's purpose on being trans. What? Do you realize when you actually have to go get a job, no one cares that you're trans, ever. The only people that care that you're trans are you and your wingnut group of people that you're hanging out with. You're all insular, petting each other. I'm trans. I'm good. What? Get some different friends in your life. You don't have to hang out with trans people. That's my spiel there. Here, I want to get into this twin flames thing. Okay, thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. Y'all pay me to preach. Thank you. I appreciate that, Cam. Thank you, friend. So I don't know how I asked you all. Then I got on my rant. Did you all see Twin Flames? How many here saw? Let me drink some coffee. How many of you? Thanks, friend. Have a great Thanksgiving too. How many of you have seen Twin Flames? Oh, this is such a good coffee. Ugh. Okay, you haven't seen it. Okay, so I will recap here a little bit. So, right on. Okay, excellent. Let me recap for the people who I'm not going to tell you the whole thing because, well, I'm going to blow it because that's what we're going to talk about right now. But you all should watch it. It's a great show. There's one on Netflix and one on Amazon, and it's pretty mind blowing. I'm like kind of obsessed with cults. They blow my mind. It blows my mind how people get sucked into a cult. So I'm like really loving. I love watching cult things, and there seems to be more and more cults, especially after COVID. Did you all notice that? I started noticing more cults happening after COVID, which is totally scary. Oh, that sounds like a nice. I'm a coffee addict, by the way. So if you ever want to send me a present, you can send me coffee. So here's here in a nutshell. Twin Flames is called Twin Flame Universe. Is it called Twin Flame University or something like that? And basically, they teach you how to find your life partner, who is your twin flame, who's your partner for life. And it's so crazy how anyone could ever think they're going to find their partner for life is ridiculous. So that being said, it's about that. And basically it's about help these this man and this woman get together and they figure out how to make this cult. They made it and people started coming and they were telling people how to basically find the person of their dreams and all this insanity, but they're teaching them, pardon me, bad behavior. For example, there's this one woman who keeps saying, well, this dude doesn't like me. And then the guy from the cult leader says, yes, he does. He's just playing hard to get. You keep on him. So basically, he teaches the people in the cult how to be stalkers. So he makes the fucking lady stalk the dude. And the dude is like, I don't like you. You're not my twin flame. Leave me the F alone. Then the dude full on gets a restraining order against this crazy lady who's being told by the cult that that's actually her twin flame. Don't let him go. And then she gets arrested because she breaks the restraining order and gets put in jail for 6. That's just one of the stories. It's mind-blowing, mind-blowing. The cult leaders teach the women how to be. So now, that being said, we're going to move on here, that because I could just go on and on about that. So that being said, there's an episode in the Netflix one, the 3rd episode. I was not prepared. I was not prepared for what I saw. What I saw, I don't know. The ones here who saw it on it did it. I couldn't even believe it. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, am I seeing this? Basically, in the 3rd episode on Netflix, there's not enough men in the cult. It's basically all women, which makes sense to me. More women are probably going to be looking for their life partner or their twin flame than men are. So there we are. 3rd episode. They start transing some of the women into men because they don't have enough men. So the dude, the crazy dude, the cult leader starts picking women out and saying, you have a masculine energy. I'm like, what? This is like some lady. You have to dig deep into your masculine, he says to these women. You're actually a man. You're not really a woman. He starts to say to these women, they're like, what? I'm not a dude. I'm a chick. No, you're not. You're actually a man. And I'm just like, I'm not seeing this. And then next thing you know, they're so sucked into the rhetoric of this cult that they start to think they're actually men. And they actually transition. They transition. Hold on. I have something here that I pulled. I'm going to pull this up for you all. You won't believe it. Everyone's going to go run and watch it after this. I'm telling you, it is mind-blowing. So they start transing these women into men so that they can have relationships with women, because clearly Jeff, or whatever his name is, the cult leader, is his name? I don't remember his name. Jeff, the cult leader, he clearly is homophobic. So he can't handle 2 women being twin flames. So he takes one of the women and makes them into men. That's homophobic. Right there, that's homophobic. It blew my mind. The second thing that blew my mind was it's that easy to talk somebody into transitioning. Masculine and feminine energies, that doesn't mean you're a man because you have masculine energy. That's bullshit. That's what I'm telling you that I'm seeing in the trans community. So that's why twin flames is going to really mess some trans stuff up, because you can actually see how this cult leader talks women into transitioning into men. You can see it's and you don't think that's not happening in the actual trans community. It for sure is. What do you think detransitioners are? Detransitioners were talked into being trans because somebody told them they were trans when they're not. And then they're freaked out and they detransition back. That's exactly what's happening in twin flames. Okay, hold on here. I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this for you. Watch.
You coach said, I have good news for you. It looks like you're the divine masculine. How does that make you feel? I had never felt I was in the wrong body. I had never felt like a man. So I was called into a divine healing group with Angie and a lot of others.
So this, Hester, is a scale.
You see that? You see that? That was from the actual show. That woman said it. She said, I don't felt like a man. I was not a man. I am not a man. Yet they made me. She's one of the women that transed herself. She became a man for a while. Thank God she didn't do any surgery so she could go back to living as a woman. But she was indoctrinated in that cult to feel like she was a man just because some cult leader told her she was a man. I'm going to tell you, 10 years ago, I would have been pissed off about this show. 10 years ago, I would have been like, oh, great. This is the most transphobic crap I've ever seen. But today, I'm going to tell you that I think the universe put this here for all of us. I think this show is going to save a lot of us. I think this show is going to do things that are going to put this trans community in its place. I think this show is going to show the world what we have all been saying. These young people are being indoctrinated, and you can talk somebody into being trans. This shows it right there. You can't get away from it. So, the trans community right now is trying to do, what would you call that? They're trying to run in front of this, right? They're trying to stop us all from seeing this. They're trying to make it seem as if this is just a one-off. This doesn't happen all the time. Yeah, it does. Happens more than anyone in this community wants to talk about. Detransitioners. So that's what's going to damage control. So like I said, 10 years ago, I would have been very pissed about this. Today, I think there's a reason. The universe is putting this out here for all of us who have brains to say, hey, if this can happen in a cult-like setting, it can happen anywhere. It means your friends can talk you into being trans. In one of my newest interviews, this young person who's 20 years old, that one's coming out, I think, on Friday, a 20-year-old detrans female to male that I interviewed. You know what she told me? She told me she joined the GSU at her school, which is the Gay Student Union at her university. And when she went in and sat, the first thing they asked her is, how do you identify? I have a fly in here. How do you identify? And she said, well, I was born female at birth, or whatever they say. And I feel like I identify as a female, though sometimes I have feelings about other things, I guess she said. And you know what they said to her? It's so creepy, you guys. They said, you're an egg. And she was like, an egg? And they're like, yeah, you're an egg. You're basically going to hatch into trans as long as you hang out with us. You're just an egg. They called her an egg. You don't think that's cult language? And that eventually she'll hatch into a non-binary or a trans? That seems pretty cult-like language to me. An egg. These people are out of control. Out of control. Thank you, friend. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot, friend. Twin Flame University didn't make up the TF right. They took it. I saw that, friend. They took what already existed, the TF label, and used it, abused it to their own benefit. Yeah, that's right. That's right. TF alone isn't a cult. No, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. You're right. I watched that and I did a little research on it. And so I'm going to lay that right on top of trans. This trans umbrella stole transsexualism and made it into something that they felt like they needed, and they made it into a cult. They full on made it into a cult. There's no doubt. I will call the trans umbrella a cult, because it is. Cupids, hi, friend. Thank you so much. I cannot believe the amount of crazy things I know. It's so coming out about LGBT community. Thank you so much for addressing it. It's insane. It is. How do you think I feel? How do you think I feel as you 61 years old, have been in this community forever, and it just literally turned into a cult? It's so crazy. A lot of cults and new age hybrid churches are trans accepting to broaden their prospects. Yep, they do indeed, Coach Mem. Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it. I saw churches doing Transgender Remembrance Day and doing this whole trans, like, it's crazy. Why are they doing that? Okay, let me bring it. Now we're going to react. Let's react. I love reacting with you guys. It's fucking hilarious. These people are wingnuts. They're just wingnuts. Let's expose them all. I'm so tired of it. You got to watch my new reaction video. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these people. When I show you these that I just picked out, you're just going to barf. You're going to barf. Okay. Let me see which one I want to do first. Oh, they're all crazy. Oh, I'm going to start with this one. You're not even going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. Are y'all ready? Take a drink of your coffee or take a drink of whatever you're drinking. Okay, here we go.
I don't know if you were aware of this, but everyone has a prostate. Literally everyone. But again, this is part of that biology you would have learned if you had stuck with it past middle school.
Okay. Did you all hear what that person said? I don't know if you know, but we all have prostates. Who are these people? Who are these people? I'm playing this one more time just in case you all missed it because I want to show you one thing. Watch.
I don't know if you were aware of this, but everyone has a prostate. Literally everyone. But again, this is part of that biology you would have learned if you had stuck with it past middle school.
Did you see the way she rubbed her nose? Do you know who rubs their nose like that? Addicts rub their nose like that. They do. I was around it. That's the way they rub their nose. Not to say that she's an addict, but that was a weird little there. I would say something's going on with that person's brain to say something so insane that everyone has. That's right. She does look high. Everyone has a prostate. This is what we're dealing with, people. This is the insanity. Go Google it. Maybe I'm wrong. Right. This is okay. I know we're laughing, but what if a young person watched this? What if a young person watched this and then they actually question if they had it, right? I mean, that's why I think this stuff is not okay. That's why I think this stuff is very dangerous because there are young, impressionable people out there who might believe this crackhead, right? Thank you, friend. Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. I've been in the TF community. Oh, wow. I'd love to bring you on for a while now and saw this coming miles away with the label. Best you can do if you think you found your twin flame is to get about the twin flame label and just think of it simply. Yeah, that's how I would look at it. 100%. I'm not saying you can't find your twin flame. Maybe I found mine, right? Maybe I found mine, but that's the healthy way to do it. I'm 100% on board with you, friend. I don't think the whole twin flame thing is lunatic. I think the twin flame university is lunatic, but I think someone seeking to find partners, that's what dating sites are. That's everyone wants to have that one person in their life. And in no way, shape or form do I feel that that is a bad thing. What I think is a bad thing is when you start lying to people that they're really a man and not a woman, and that you got to pursue this guy. He's doing it, but he really likes you. Stalk the crap out of them. Hi, Celia. Thank you, friend. I've a degree in biology. Conflating prostate with how do you pronounce that? Skene's gland is ignorant. Yeah, and actually someone else told me that. That's what they're trying to do. No, but that's the BS that they're doing, Cecilia. That's what they're doing. They're trying to conflate it and make us gaslighting. Total gaslighting. Okay, so let me find the next one. I just can't even believe it. It just shocks me, some of the crap I found. Okay. Are you guys ready? Take another drink. Take another drink. Here we go.
How would you know? As if you could ever sleep with a fabulous woman like me. But if you want independent third-party verification,
What?
here's my wife. I was definitely not a woman.
Bullshit. I'm sorry, but she's more of a woman than I actually am. And I can sleep with her every night, so...
Nice try.
Oh my God. I just had to show you that. I mean, I don't want to make fun of the way somebody looks, but what? And you know what the person is bitching about? That someone said, you're not a woman, you're a man. And then this person goes on to verify that they're a woman because they have a wife who says so. Everyone's delusional. And that, What is going on? Jump scare. When I saw that one, I was like, wait a minute here. That just, I'm not them. Those people have nothing to do with me. They are just crazy. And my internet keeps going out. I apologize. I put it on the Wi-Fi here for a minute. Let's see if that works. We're going to end here before my internet actually goes out. I'm so sick of it. I have Spectrum and I'm really tired of it. It's making me very mad because I pay a lot of money for this. So hold on. Let me do this because I don't want it to go out and I want to get this last one. My internet. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
My pronouns aren't preferred. They are mandatory. Do not purposefully misgender trans people.
What?
You do not get to decide how someone identifies. My pronouns aren't preferred. They are mandatory.
You are an idiot. No one cares about your pronouns. Too bad you might get misgendered. You don't look like a lady or man. So I don't understand what your pronouns are. So you'll get misgendered anyway. What? This is what we're playing with. How do these people expect to be taken seriously? What's happening? What's happening? Done. Done. Wingnuts. Just wingnuts. I'm not playing it. I'm going to head out here because I think my internet is about to go. But I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful Thanksgiving if you participate in that. I want to let you all know that it means a lot to me that you show up to the lives and I love having fun with you. These people are nuts. And I think the more we start to call these crazies out, we're going to come back to a more sensible and place where me and you can disagree. Most definitely we can. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to my family where it's literally a disagreement the whole time. Can you imagine sitting at the table with my family? We punch each other out. I'm not even kidding. It's crazy. I have the craziest, awesomest family. Why do you think I'm this way? I grew up with pushing back. I grew up with being pushed on, and I really feel that it gave me this sense of being able to stand up for myself. And I don't, if I have to stand this alone, I'll do it, but I don't. I see you all, and I appreciate you all, and I know that you all see that I'm here because I care, and not because I want to be a famous trans person. I don't even want to be a trans person. I hope you don't even look at me as a trans person. I hope that you all just look at me like Buck, and that I'm here because I care mostly about the kids. You all know that I care a lot about these kids. And if me and you don't stop this medicalization of children, then we're going to have a boatload of very messed up children, if not a high rate of, you and I both know that. So they're creating these kids to have problems. These kids don't have problems. These people, these crazy wingnut adults are putting the problems on these kids' heads because these kids aren't struggling with their gender. No way, shape, or form. They're not. They are not. They're struggling with life. And life is a struggle. And that's the way it is. And if your kid can't handle struggle, figure it out. But they're not trans. There's going to be 0.1% of these kids that are actually trans. The rest of these kids just need some meaning in their life. Give them some meaning. Give them something to do. Get them into a sports. Get them into music. Get them into language. My kid plays piano. My kid goes to Russian. You know that he takes Russian lessons. My kid does soccer. I mean, I can go on and on and on because I don't want him being stagnant and around a bunch of wingnuts who are telling him, oh, you're really a girl. You're not a boy. If you keep the kids busy and you keep them going and you give them things to do and you make them excel in spaces that they can without having to talk about gender or sexuality or all that. Those kids will be badasses. But instead, we're like, oh, you must be a girl. Oh, you must be a boy. Let's just give you some medicine. What? Where did we turn? Who took that turn? And why did we take that turn with children? We all know we are here for the kids. We are here for the kids. And I don't care what anybody says. Those kids are not trans. They need something in their life like love and acceptance. And go ahead, kiddo, wear a dress. Go ahead, kiddo, put on some makeup. No one cares. It's funny. It's fun. It's disturbing. So I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to head out, and I'll be thinking of you. And my new interview will be out on Friday. I really do, on so many levels, appreciate all of you, and it means a lot to me to have these talks with you. And so let's hopefully save these kids from going down that path of medicalization. It is so disgusting. I just blown away. Have a good one, you guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for joining me. Have a great Thanksgiving.